What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I want you to hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member. And also hit the notification so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Now, everybody knew that I was going to talk about this right here. Okay? You know I was going to talk about this. I was not going to let this slide by any means necessary, man. Of course, you know the New York Knicks, uh, who just took an L to Cleveland, turned right back around and got their ass whooped by the Boston Celtics today. This will be the third time. The third time that the Knicks have lost to the Boston Celtics. We all know that the very first game there was that massacre that took place back in October, which they got blown out in that game. Then the second game, uh, they they got beat, and then now they just got beat too as well, 118 to 105. Um, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum both did their thing. I think Tatum had 25, Jalen Brown had 24. Um, Derek White had 19. Um, Porzingis had 15, and I want to say Drew Holiday had 14. Um, just pretty much a well balanced offense, and their defense was the story of the game too as well. They didn't really need to put up that many points in comparison to the previous games that they had played, the first two games that they had played. Karl Anthony Towns, though, he did suffer a a knee injury in the fourth quarter. What's up, Stephen Green? See you in the building. Um, he suffered a knee injury in the fourth quarter. When he had suffered that knee injury, though, he had 24 point. Now he did do a solid job, actually a really good job on the defensive rebound. He had 18. Jalen Brunson, I think he had 22. OG, another boy, I think he only had 10, and Miles Bridges had 20. Um, or Mikal Bridges, I'm sorry, Mikal Bridges. He had 20. Uh, Listen, man, we could try to make as many excuses as we want to. We can't blame Tibbs, okay? I'm not going to blame Tibbs at all in this situation because everybody's like, oh, he's running his players through the ground and all this other stuff. Joe Mazzulla played 9 players. They had 9 players ready to suit up, and so did the New York Knicks. What is your favorite NFL team? Uh, for an edit. Salute to you, NFL. I'm not talking about the NFL right now, but my favorite NFL team is Tampa. You said picking cat should take the Knicks to the finals. They're not going to the finals. They're not finals ready. They're gonna succumb to the pressure. Listen, man, they were fine with what they had. Okay, this is a team that was fine with what they had. All right, they made it to the Western Conference semis. Of course, we know the story there. They ended up losing to Indiana. They were fine with what they had, just like Minnesota was fine with what they had. Now, I might be a prisoner of the moment, but check this out, though, Steven. New York is 0-3 against the Boston Celtics. They're 0-2 against the likes of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're 0-2 against the Thunder. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. They are not championship ready. Those teams that I just mentioned, they seem the more, championship ready. People could say what they want to about Boston. I know some people possibly don't think that they're going to repeat me. I have my questions about the Boston Celtics. However, the Boston Celtics are still the number 2 seed in the East. They're still hanging around. They're still right behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it was said earlier in the year, Jason Tatum was just like, okay, when like wake me up, when the playoffs or when the playoffs start, that sort of thing. That they're just on cruise control. Um, but everybody was hyping it up earlier in the year when Cat was going on these scoring explosions and stuff like that, and I said, listen, when it gets real tight, you're gonna see a difference. You're gonna see this is what separates the men from the boys. Like playoff basketball is what separates the men from the boys. This time of year, it separates the men from the boys. That's why the greats were able to they were able to rise to the occasion. And we could state the obvious, like Jordan, he was able to rise to the occasion during a time like this. Not only just the playoffs, but gearing up for the playoffs. Look, man, I know a lot of people think that I'm here to talk down on New York and oh, you praying on the downfall or anything like that. But listen, if we're gonna sit up here and we're gonna give the smoke to the Los Angeles Lakers when they play horrible, when they not having a good game, when Luka's playing like trash, or when LeBron ain't doing his thing out there and all this other stuff, we got to give the smoke to everybody else. Everybody gave the smoke to Anthony. Everybody's giving the smoke to Anthony Edwards. You had even some buffoons sitting up there calling Anthony Edwards trash, which I think you need to go do your basketball research and really study basketball, because there's nothing trash about Anthony Edwards at all. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. You said Knicks have a good team. Best not on. Oh, you mean but not on the Cavs and Celtics level? They have an okay team, but their their defense is in question, and that's the thing. They had OG today. They had OG and boy today. That was the thing. I would think that having OG would have made some sort of a difference. Now, OG still got to get in rhythm. I'm not gonna sit here and doubt OG or anything like that, what he brings to the table or anything like that. But this is not what we hope for with the Knicks. Yeah, I know what you meant, man. I know what you meant. You said Knicks have a good team, but not on the Cavs and Celtics level. Yes, I knew exactly what you meant. Um, but look, whether we like it or not, Steven, whether we want to process it or not, the Boston Celtics are still the champs. They're still the champs, and they are the ones that have to be beat in order for anybody to get that Larry O'Brien. Um, Listen, man, if the Knicks happen to face, um, let me see, if they happen to face a team like, let's say Orlando, if Orlando ends up making it, because it's looking like right now that Orlando's going to be in the play, and that's if Detroit shows some slippage. But if they get into a jam and they get into a fight with either like the Orlando Magic or with the Pacers or something like that, and I'll say a lower seed because the Knicks are number 3 right now. I think they're still in the second. They're still in the third slot because you have Boston Celtics. They're number 2, and then you got the um the what you call it? You got the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 1. But here's the thing: if they get in that dog fight with the team, like say Orlando Magic or perhaps even the Detroit Pistons, like I said before, I don't see the Knicks beating them. Who do you see in the Eastern Conference Finals? This is who I see. I'm gonna make my prediction right now. Okay, this is my prediction. I know it's a little early. I'm going with. I know some people gonna trip out when I say this. All right, and I'll say, hey, listen, I will come on here and say that I'm wrong. Okay, I'll come over here and I will humbly admit that I was wrong. Right now, at this stage of the game, I'm gonna have to go uh with Boston again, and I'm gonna have to go with the Detroit Pistons. Okay. Now I don't like, Steven, I'm a little different from you, man. Like I like to look at things because this is how I see it. Injuries happen, man. And I can't forget about the Bucks neither. I don't know why I keep forgetting about the Bucks. You said Detroit versus the Knicks playoffs. I'm taking Detroit. Yeah, I mean, listen, Detroit is a very slept on team, man. I don't think they're getting there. They're not getting there just due. Okay. And this squad this squad right here is they're hungry, man. They're hungry. You can see JB Bickerstaff is rubbing off on them in terms of his mentality to fight. JB Bickerstaff did the equivalent of what Ime Udoka did, which is to take take a team which nobody had any faith in, like Ime Udoka did with the Houston Rockets, and then turn that thing around. See, they expected JB Bickerstaff to fail. Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, they expected JB Bickerstaff to fail. Me, always have faith in JB Bickerstaff. Matter of fact, that's why I want Detroit to actually win. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, hey, I'll root for the excuse me, I'll root for the underdog in a heartbeat. Because what Cleveland did was wrong to JB Bickerstaff. What Donovan Mitchell, don't think what I forgot about Donovan Mitchell, what he did to JB Bickerstaff. It was wrong. My pick is the Cavs versus the Celtics, and nah, that's not happening. That's not happening, man. As a matter of fact, I could see the Cavs succumbing to the pressure. Now, I could be wrong. May, maybe it'll happen, but I don't see the Cavs really even going that far. And if that does happen, I'm probably gonna go ahead and go with the Boston Celtics. Okay, because the Cavs. Hold on one second. Okay, my fault about that. My bad. All right, look, the Celtics are 2-1 against them this season. The Celtics are 2-1. They've beaten the Cavs 2-1 this season, and they got another game that's getting ready to come up too against them. So uh, I don't see, in my opinion, I don't see I don't see the Knicks. I mean, sorry about that. I don't see the Cavs beating the Celtics. I don't see the Cavs beating the Celtics at all. You know what I'm saying? The Celtics still got their number, but what makes the Knicks case hard for me to choose is the fact that they have a donut against all of the top teams. That's why I can't take the Knicks serious. And I know what people gonna say. Oh yeah, this is regular season. This is regular season. Yeah, that might be true, but you're not telling me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me, oh yeah, this is regular season. Y'all ready for wake me up when the playoffs start and all this other stuff. Well, hell, you got to be ready, for some of these teams that are actually in the dogfight. Some of these teams have beaten the Celtics. That's not even on what some people call, quote unquote, on the Knicks level and all that other stuff. You understand? What's up with the Cypress TV? I see you in a bit. Make sure y'all go sub to Cypress TV. You said Knicks might be a first round exit. Might be shit. the way that they are right now. And see, this is what you got to realize, Cypress. The Knicks are 0-3 against uh against the Celtics. They're 0-2 against the Cavs, and they're 0-2 against um against the Thunder. And the Thunder, you don't really have to worry about so much. You got to worry about them if you actually do the unthinkable and get to the finals. That's what you have to worry about. But I'm not taking the Knicks serious. Look, man, no disrespect to the brother Will Strong, the Will Strong show. Shout out to Wilts. I know he'll probably pop up here in a minute though. But this is what I want to tell Wilts, okay? And this is what I want to tell all the Knicks fans. Zach, I haven't seen him in a minute. All these guys, man, that was sitting up in here talking about Cat. He the greatest thing. Everybody talking about Cat was a MVP candidate and all this other stuff. And see, now you know what? You know what, Steven, the Bucks, man. Now I know the brother Cypress TV. He wasn't taking the Bucks serious or whatever, but when they got Kyle Kuzma, now he's taking them serious because Kyle Kuzma adds a whole nother dynamic to that team. You're getting a guy that is a champion. Yes, he won a championship. He won a championship, okay? He did win a championship. True the King in the building, man. True the King, my brother. I ain't seen him in a minute. Make sure y'all go sub to True the King, man. He's not the king, he the king. Go sub to his channel, man. He talk about everything over on his channel, man. Basketball, football, boxing, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Life, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he is a veteran. Make sure you salute him too like that. Shout out to True the King too, LDBC's finest, man. You said the Celtics are repeating again. I ain't gonna go that far. Matter of fact, you know what? True the King, you know him for laughing at a nigga and shit like that. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Y'all get in a dogfight with Detroit, it's not gonna be that easy. Yes, I'm taking Detroit serious, okay? I am taking Detroit serious. I'm not sold on the Cavs. I'm not sold on the Cavs. And y'all have taken some questionable L's this season. This season too. He ended up wrestling too. But I listen. I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. You got to watch out for the other team. The Bucks too. Like I was talking about with the Bucks, all right? Because I think True the King, he liked the Bucks too. You know what I'm saying, and what he brings. He thinks the same way that I do about Giannis, man. But adding Kyle Kuzma, whether he got a bubble ring or not, he still is a champion. Giannis, he still is a champion. He still is a champion. Whether we want to believe it or not, he still is a champion. He's still a champion. Now I know they got the win. I agree with True the King, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the Celtics did today, they got their number. But I don't know about repeating though. I just don't know. I don't know. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm not saying who's gonna come out the West. I mean, right now I was saying OKC. But if they meet up with OKC in the finals, I think you said Bucks lost shooting and playmaking with Middleton. No, they didn't. Middleton was a non-factor this year, man. And on top of that, he stayed hurt. True to King, he only played X amount of games or whatever. He stayed hurt. Every time he'll come in. I Now you could have said that a year. You remember when he was leading the league? He was leading the playoffs and the league in defensive win shares. Okay, and at one point he had the best plus minus on that squad. I think it was him and Giannis had the best plus minus. This year he hadn't done that. But you add Kyle Kuzma, they play faster. They play faster. Middleton, it was time for him to go, man. He was damaged goods. Now Portis, that another thing, True to King. This is another thing. I'm looking at Portis too. Hopefully he'll be able to get that overturned that suspension that he had. He'll be able to take it to the NBPA and the NBA and to an arbitrator, and then they'll be able to go ahead and overturn it because it was over 12 games and it's destined to be over $50,000. And on top of that, that was something that he accidentally took. Talk about that tramadol. You could say the same thing about Kuz this year. Kuz is on the court, and Kuz was in a losing situation, and Kuz actually has made that team a lot better. You see they was able to pull out a couple of nail biters with Kuz. You know what I'm saying? And Kuz he's younger, man. I mean, Kuz got it. Yeah, you talking about we could do the same thing. Like let's talk about the positives. We can talk about the positives. Kuz can play defense. Middleton, he was known to play defense, regardless of what people can say. Kuz can knock down shots. Middleton, he was able to knock down shots when he was healthy. Kuz is a champion. Hey, Middleton was a champion too. Kuz is athletic. Middleton, he's not as athletic as Kuz, but you know what I'm saying. He'll get up in that paint and he'll slash every now and then. So let's talk about the positives. You say I agree. They're more athletic and faster, but they still got issues. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you the issue that they do got, True the King, and you and I both can relate to this, and so can Cypress TV, and so can Stephen Green. Brooke Lopez. That's an issue. Brooke Lopez is the issue. Listen, man. 78 done said it. Too Raw for TV done said it. Brooke Lopez, I started calling Brick Lopez. Brooke Lopez is not the same, man. He's not the same. I mean, he shoots and then that's it. What else do you? And then you also got to worry about your Dame Lillard. Everybody talk about all this Dame time, game time, stuff like that. That's another guy that succumbs to pressure, man, when the shit gets tight, man. Cheyenne in the building. I see you in the building, man. What's up with it? But yeah, they still got some issues. But I like the pace that they're picking up and everything. Kyle Kuzma, to me, they're talking about Golden State being 4-1 since they added Jimmy buckets and everything. Then on top of that, everybody's all in raving about Luka and LeBron and all that other stuff. We're not talking about this move that the Bucks made for Kyle Kuzma. Said Warriors playing complete lockdown defense on with Dallas and everything like that. But I mean, Kyrie, man, he can only do so much now. Jason Kidd is gonna have to really get in his bag, which he has done with them losing Luka and everything. But I give props to Kyrie because Kyrie is playing hurt. Kyrie is playing short-handed right now. He don't got Lively. He don't got Gafford. He don't got AD. Definitely don't got Powell. You know what I'm saying? He got to rely on guys like Max Christie and all them. So I'm watching the Warriors, a team to take seriously. I've been telling you that. I've been telling you that. Listen, man, y'all sit up there, y'all talk all this trash about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler need to retire. Jimmy Butler, man, he need to go in there and knock on Cypress' door so he can find him a place to stay or whatever because he going to be out the league. All this stuff y'all had to say. Now Jimmy Butler come there now he got Draymond Green up in there guaranteeing a championship and all. Come on, man, make up your mind. You said Kyrie been carrying the mask, yet the media ain't giving. No, they're not, and they're not going to. They're not going to. Listen, they're going to say very minimal, and as a matter of fact, they'll give Jason Kidd his credit before they give Kyrie his credit. But they're not going to mention that. What's it called? Kyrie Irving got shoulder issues. Kyrie Irving got a bulging disc in his back. Any of y'all that have had back problems or whatever, Y'all know having a bulging disc in your back or a slip disc, whatever, anything having to do with your disc, man, it affects everything for you, just like the knees do. But yeah, man, these guys are not ready for the Celtics. Now, I will say this, man. True to King, man, he did have a solid point. Now, I'm not going to go so far to agree with him in terms of the Celtics repeating. However, if White and Drew Holiday, and as well as Porzingis, because Porzingis had 15 today, if they're playing anywhere near the level that they were last season, they will be hard to stop. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are not going to be able to beat them. That's what you got to remember. Everybody talking about all this Cleveland Cavaliers and all this other stuff. Cleveland done lost to them twice. They done lost to them twice, and they probably going to lose to them again. And Cleveland, I don't even think they want that smoke. Donovan Mitchell don't want that smoke. The only one that want that smoke on that squad is Darius Garland, okay, and Jared Allen. I like Evan Mobley and everything like that. I think he'll step up and everything, but I think he's gonna struggle. Donovan Mitchell is gonna be a no-show. Donovan Mitchell has been a no-show in all these big ass games. Sorry, Chilltown, but I just had to say it, man. I know Donovan Mitchell. We shout out to Chilltown. I know Donovan Mitchell has came up, big in first rounds and all this other stuff. But we talking about y'all. In order for y'all to be a contender, Donovan Mitchell got to show up against the best teams, against the elite. And Donovan Mitchell has not done that this season. We saw what happened. Even though that the Cleveland Cavaliers they ended up beating the Thunder that first game. Donovan Mitchell was the one that was a no-show. They got the win and everything. And then in that second game, when the Thunder beat them, guess what? Donovan Mitchell did not show up. You say Garland has to be the closer for them to win. I don't trust. Exactly, Cheyenne. Exactly. That's be able to get his buckets. What's it called? Mitchell gonna get his buckets. He gonna do what he do. Going show the athleticism and all that other stuff or whatever. But I'm talking about when the game gets tight, you're gonna need those players. That's what the Celtics have. How can you not relate to a nigga like True the King, what he's saying and what he sees, when you got a motherfucker like D White, when you got a motherfucker like Drew Holiday, when you got them role players that are on there, you still got Horford on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Porzingis, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to consider him a role player at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not the superstar on the team, but he's very effective. You know what I'm saying? And he don't need to score no 20 and all that shit no more. He just a big ass body that takes up a lot of space, and on top of that, he long and can do many different things when he healthy. Donovan Mitchell, unfortunately, he's not able to do that. Everybody trying to call him an MVP candidate and all this other stuff. He ain't. Matter of fact, I'm willing to put Garland as more of a MVP candidate than Donovan Mitchell. Listen, I'll put to you like this: you take Donovan Mitchell away from that team, Cheyenne, Steven, True the King, Type of TV, everybody up in here. You take Donovan Mitchell away from that team. I mean, you take what's it called, Darius Garland away from that team. You take Jared Allen away from that team. They're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. They are not going nowhere. And last season, I know people gonna be like, "Well, they took Donovan Mitchell last season." Yeah, but guess who else they didn't have? They didn't have Jared Allen either. Jared Allen was out too, so they was both out. It was Garland and Evan Mobley having to pick up the slack. And then on top of that, Donovan Mitchell up in there crying about JB Bickerstaff and stuff. Got him fired. Now you see what's going on with Detroit. That's why I feel like I want somebody to get in a dogfight, in a tussle with Detroit. That's what I want. one of them top teams, just so that I could prove my point. And on top of that, the pressure is not going to be on Detroit. You know that the pressure is going to be on? The pressure is going to be on the Celtics. Pressure going to be on the Cavs. Hell, the pressure might be even be on the Bucks too. Might be on the Bucks, man. So yes, he gonna be that closer. He gonna be that closer. That's what you want. You want Shyam, you on point with that. You you want Garland to be that closer. And I've said that since last season. Matter of fact, I would love Garland. Hey, I would like Garland to be on the Sixers, man. I think Garland, man, is not appreciated, man, for the floor general that he is, man. This guy right here really knows how to control the game. I don't think nobody talks about it. How this guy, man, he's able to set the table, but he's still able to get his. Like when Donovan Mitchell, I think when Donovan Mitchell didn't play, I think it was against the Raptors or some shit like that. He still put up 40, and he's not what you call like okay, he's looking to score or all that stuff. But if you need him to score, is what you said. Rob Pelinka is at the Warriors game. Yeah, hell yeah, they scoping out the competition. Yeah, hey, now you got to be. Hey, listen, you got to be ready for it though. You got to be ready for it, and you know that's probably what the NBA is probably gonna push. You know, they probably gonna push the Lakers and the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would be exciting in a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? To have Luca and LeBron versus Jimmy and Steph and Draymond. That would be interesting. I bet you the ratings will finally go up because yes, we got LeBron in the finals. We got Luca in the finals. I could hear everybody now, man. I can hear a whole bunch of LeBron fans coming on here. Man, I told you straight. I told you, LeBron is the GOAT. Yeah, Luka gonna end up getting him his fifth ring. Man, if LeBron win, hey, look, if LeBron win 5 rings, watch, man. Everybody gonna be like, he's better than Kobe. He got 5 rings. He definitely better than Kobe. LeBron said he gonna stay. Hey, LeBron say he gonna play till 50 until he catches Kobe or Jordan. So the NBA want LeBron to encourage. Yeah, we know the script. Yeah, man. Listen, man, it ain't happening. Look, the Lakers. I give them credit, and I don't often give this motherfucker credit at all, Cheyenne. But I give JJ Redick somewhat credit. He outcoached Mike Malone, at least yesterday he did. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that for all season or whatever. I know the media is trying to spin it like JJ Redick is the best thing since Pat Riley and all this other stuff or whatever. But he outcoached Mike Malone, and that was simply because they're gonna have to get adjusted to what they're seeing. The Nuggets, they're so used to AD and LeBron and that sort of personnel or whatever. You know what I'm saying, with D'Lo and all that. They were used to that. Now you got a different dynamic because now you got a guy that if you collapse on, hey, you're looking at a playmaker. Now Luka, for all the shit that everybody was talking about, how he was turnover prone, including myself, he only had one turnover that game. You said Denver lost the game themselves. I can't blame. No, hell no. Listen, Jokic got frustrated out of his mind yesterday. Like I told you, Shyam, and like I told everybody else. You know who used to frustrate Jokic the most, Shyam? You know who used to frustrate Jokic the most? You know who used to frustrate Jokic the most? Jokic the most? You know who used to frustrate Joker the most? Do you know which team they used to? Take a wild guess. Just take a wild guess, and I said it earlier. Your squad, Golden State. Exactly. There you go. Exactly. So you know what I'm talking about, Cheyenne. They used to pull that motherfucker out. It was so easy to get him frustrated. He was going out of his mind, and guess what? It took him out of his game, and guess what? That's why the Warriors would always have the Nuggets number. So that's why when I look at Denver or whatever, they're just gonna have to just get adjusted to what they're now. Of course, we're talking about a Jokic that was still figuring things out and everything. He wasn't a champion yet and everything, and he was still going through the growing pains and stuff. Now Jokic is a champion or whatever. But he did get frustrated when he played against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Said the Warriors have been putting the Nuggets down by 15, 20. Only reason we lost was because we couldn't close the game. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And on top of that, you got to realize, man, that's not the same. Listen, Cheyenne, the Warriors team, man, is now that they've added Jimmy, and then of course, you got Kuminga. You got Kuminga coming back, and I don't think Kuminga gets enough credit for his defense. They're starting to get their look back in terms of what their identity truly was. Everybody always thought that the Warriors was, oh yeah, lights out shooting, Splash Brothers and all that. Yeah, that was great. But defensively, they their identity was a lockdown defense, somewhat on the perimeter. When you talk about Draymond, when you talk about Andre Iguodala, when you talk about Klay Thompson, of course, you know what I'm saying. And in the interior, a whole shitload of front court players that passed through that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, including a guy that they just lost, to Andrew Wiggins, who was yeah, exactly. And you know what? I think that Kaminga's going to carry on. He's going to carry on the torch. I know. I just see something in Kaminga. I see something in him that a lot of people don't. I don't want him to be able to pull up from the logo like that. Everybody can't. Everybody don't have that type of shooting precision that that carrying the torch. I think the Kaminga can. And like I said, yes, uh, Cheyenne, defense is something that often gets forgotten when we talk about the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? That was the calling card. Hell, when what's his name? When KD came over there to the Warriors, KD, hey, he knew that he had to play defense. Listen, KD was like top 10 in blocks. When he played with the Warriors, KD was top 10 in blocks. Matter of fact, he was top 5 at one point. When Kaminga dunked on Tatum, I'm like, this guy. I've been telling people that, but everybody like think that I was crazy when I say Kaminga is a guy. Okay, like I was telling them guys, I think shout out to Herm and a couple of those guys that was on the stream that one time or whatever, and they were saying that the Golden State Warriors were a scary team and everything. But I said at that time, the only one that you really had to worry about was, Steph Curry and Jonathan Kuminga. And to a certain extent, you had to worry about Klay Thompson, especially when, he would turn back the clock and get hot and stuff. But I said you had to worry about Jonathan Kuminga because, man, Nigga, I don't care about how bad he shoots and all this other stuff. He will knock some down every now and then. It ain't like he a horrible shooter, you know what I'm saying, like Ben Simmons or nothing like that. But man, Kaminga can score. Kaminga can score, man. Yeah, Kaminga, man, Kaminga they got, man. He can run in transition. He can stop, stop and pop. You know what I'm saying? More often than not, he gonna make them. I mean, he can slash, get in the teeth of the defense. You know what I'm saying? Can draw contact. He could get to the line. You say KD and Draymond were both defensive player. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And KD wasn't known for his defense. You know what I'm saying? He was just, he'll play defense and everything like that, but he wasn't no lockdown defender, nothing like that. Man, came over there to the Warriors. Guess what? He knew that. Hey, he had to buy in, and he was able to buy in to what they were selling. Although I don't like I still got my suspicions about Steve Kerr, Cheyenne. Look, Cheyenne got me talking about the Warriors again, man. We supposed to be talking about the Knicks and other teams, but I don't mind it. I like talking about the Warriors, man. I like seeing what I'm seeing. A lot of people don't like what they're seeing with Jimmy Butler. Man, everybody was calling Jimmy Butler everything but a child of God, man. When he left, man, it was like, man, you saw the media, Cheyenne. You saw him. You saw the media. They was up in there, man. Jimmy Butler, he's such a menace. Jimmy Butler is a problem child. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was at prime 112 having steaks and eating. Jimmy Butler wanted to catch his own plane and he walked out of practice. And he said, as long as Kerr let Kaminga do his thing, yeah, we good. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that happens. There's some people, I'm gonna be real with you. There's some people that think that it's time for that's what the word on the around the campfire is. But I'm gonna say this though, if they happen to meet up with True the King Celtics, I kind of feel bad for the Warriors, man, because Tatum trying to get his get back. You said the media loves to diss Draymond Jimmy. Since they want to do that, we will play the villain role like we did back in 2017. We ready for the smoke. Look at him, man. He said he ready for the smoke. Well, Jimmy Butler, man, listen, bro. That's the thing. I like. Why would you sit there and I'm talking about the media, Cheyenne. Why would you even define what he did was not really villainish? You know what I'm saying? What he if they're trying to villainize this guy and trying to make this guy out to be the villain or whatever, well, me wanting to get paid because I took a team to a finals 2 years in a row. I played hurt. I played during a bereavement time. I played. I honored my contract. And on top of that, made it to numerous of Eastern Conference Finals. If you're gonna call me a villain because of that, and then you're telling everybody that you're not gonna give me an extension in front of everybody, and I feel some type of way. Hell yeah, I'll be a villain all day. We ain't worried about them. Boston, they got two daddies in Curry. Well, I mean, Boston. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Uh, Boston got a chip now. Boston got a chip now. We're not talking about 22, Cheyenne. Boston got a chip now. They've been there. And regardless of how they get there, I know, everybody think, they had an easy road and all this other stuff, but they still got there. I know they dusted off the Mavericks and stuff like that, but they still got there. You said the thing with Jimmy is just give him his money so he'll do a job. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man. All Jimmy want to do is I really want to be with you. That's all he want to do, man. Is mess with his snow bunnies. He want to play in the snow. You know what I'm saying? He want to mess with his snow bunnies. And he want to get his money, man. You know what I'm saying? Drink a little bit, step out. You know what I'm saying? Eat some steaks every now and then. But other than that, man, come on back. Play good old basketball, both ends. That's all he want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, we ain't trying to make it too complicated. You know what I'm saying, Cheyenne? Man, listen, man, all Jordan wanted to do, man, was show up on whatever day it was that he needed to play, you know what I'm saying? And after that, they left Jordan the hell alone, right? They let him drink his beer. They let him smoke his cigar. You know what I'm saying? They let him mess with a lot of voluptuous women. You know what I'm saying? They let him do that. As long as you show up. And you show out, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? They let Dennis Rodman do his thing. They let Dennis Rodman party, drink, you know what I'm saying, smoke a cigar, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Be hungover or whatever, but as long as you show up and grab me about 30 rebounds, you know what I'm saying, after about a cup of coffee or whatever, man, look, we good. As long as you show up to practice, smelling like a fifth, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see Golden State. Yeah, man. Yeah, that rivalry. Yeah. You said screw the Lakers. They let Jordan punch Steve Kerr in the media. Ain't say a thing. Listen, man. Listen, Cheyenne. When they made a big deal about that Jordan Poole Draymond shit, man, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this ain't even that big of a deal, man. Like, that really wasn't a big deal. That little scuffle that they had or whatever, man. Listen, you listen to Vernon Maxwell talk about the scuffles that they had. You know what I'm saying? He was damn near about to take Hakeem Olajuwon out. You listen to the scuffles that Ruben Patterson had with Zebo, with Zach Randolph. Lakers back in the days. I was shocked Draymond punched. I wasn't, man. Listen, man. Draymond's from Saginaw, Michigan, man. You know what I'm saying? Saginaw is not. I know people think that Draymond is a fake tough guy. Now, if he wouldn't be able to do that against like Anthony Mason and Xavier McDaniel and you know what I'm saying, the Davis boys and PJ Brown and Jamal McGlory and you know what I'm saying, and Charles Oakley and Ben Wallace and all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Them big old hood motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Back in them days or whatever. But I believe that Draymond will stand up for himself. Lemon Pepper Lou, man. Ain't seen much of you, man. Hope everything good. Make sure y'all go sub to Lemon Pepper Lou. Lemon Pepper Louisville 41. Gonna talk about everything over there, including that football, that gridiron, in which I am gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying? Because we definitely gotta talk about your 49ers making all them damn moves that they making. Yeah, Cheyenne know about that, them 49ers over there. Over there, San Fran and all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making all these moves to your staff, you know what I'm saying? Players leaving, you got contract issues going on with what's his name? What's that linebacker name? With Fred Warner. Contract negotiations going on, man. Y'all, I don't know, bro. You said Draymond kicking Steven Adams in the groin. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I want a Pesco on my team. You need a Patrick Beverly on your team. You need a Dennis Rodman on your team. You need guys on there, man, that's going to make the game a little interesting. You need a Derrick Brooks on your team. Now, I ain't going to say I'm going to play like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Hell, John Stockton was a pest. They don't talk about John Stockton. John Stockton used to do dirty stuff on the court, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. They look at John Stockton like he leads the league all time in assists and steals. So you think that this guy was, he treated the game good, you know what I'm saying? He was, he was a good sportsman-like player and all that. Hell no. Said True Raw did a video on Paul George. Yeah, I saw it, man. I mean, I done talked about Paul George enough, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. Paul George and Embiid, them guys don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? Paul George up in there, man. All he do is he want to mess with strippers and do his podcast and sit back on that little couch thing he got and do his podcast. You know what I'm saying? Might drink every now and then or some shit like that. That motherfucker don't want to play, man. He ain't even motivated, man. He's like, damn, we ain't making the playoffs anyway. Look, we 20 and 36 or whatever. I'll let Maxey do all the work. Ooh, that ain't even no game. That's why y'all coming over here. That's why Jair coming over here. He's like, damn. He said, man, straight more entertaining than this damn game. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, the Mavericks ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? You knew that they weren't gonna win against no Warriors. Now the Warriors about to be 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, they got Lively out, Gafford out, AD out. You know what I'm saying? They got Powell out. You know what I'm saying? They got to rely on small ball, man. You said too many players have podcasts, don't want to focus on the game. Yeah, man. Debo got a podcast. Paul George got a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Michael Parsons got a podcast. And listen, man, some of these motherfuckers shouldn't even have no podcast. Look, put my ass on podcast. Shit, man. Y'all motherfuckers be so boring. Be so dry, you know what I'm saying? No entertaining, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no females on there. Look, man, put me on Angel Reese podcast. I want to be where the females at, you know what I'm saying? Let me talk to Ajay Wilson fine ass, you know what I'm saying? Shit, man, I'm trying to be where the female, where it smell like perfume, you know what I'm saying? You said Jimmy was pissed they lost. Hell yeah. Alex, see you in the building. Yeah, we talk about your Warriors. Hopefully you stay more than 5 minutes, but if you know, hey, you know how we do. We still grinding out in this hole, whether you like it or not. We still grinding. You said everybody trying to follow Draymond. Yeah, man. Look, Draymond look, Draymond got something that Charles Barkley had. You know what I'm saying? He got something that Kenny Smith got. You know what I'm saying? He got something like Michael Jordan. You knew he didn't really want to talk to the media, but what's it called? Charles Barkley was fascinated by the media. Yeah, Kelsey. Like Kelsey entertaining, he a natural. I think Travis Kelsey is more entertaining than his damn brother, than Jason Kelsey. Because Travis Kelsey, he getting into acting and all that stuff. Everybody can't be a Rick Fox. Like Rick Fox, Rick Fox was marketable. You knew early that Rick Fox, I'm like, damn, Rick Fox in movies and shit? I'm like, what? I don't blame. Look, if you can do it and still be, he was still playing the championship. He didn't, even though he didn't play that well. You know what I'm saying? He was still out there, playing for championships and all that. Yeah, Baron Davis always had a personality. Shout out to B Diddy. He always had good creativity in terms of talking to people, whatever. It's just a lot of people didn't know it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody else that has a good chance too. I think, like, when I was listening to Tim Hardaway Sr. When he was on Gil's Arena, and he cooked all of them, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tim Hardaway. Since we talk about the Warriors, since we talk about the Warriors. Since we talk about the Warriors and everything, shout out to Tim Hardaway, part of that Run TMC. Tim Hardaway, man, really put them on blast yesterday. They didn't have nothing to say, man. They didn't have nothing to say when they said disrespecting Jordan. He said, what's his name? Gil. He'll do all right, but he said he would cook Gil. He said Brandon Jennings would be weak in the league. He said some of the motherfuckers would not play. Matt Moses in the building. I see you in the building. Steak chips over rice. Damn, you cook. I thought you were gonna make it a McDonald's night. You know what I'm saying? $5 box out in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? You said Tim Hardaway should have been a coach. Hell yeah, man. Man, he would have been no nonsense. And you know, Tim Hardaway, man, he be up in there, he be telling it real. You know what I'm saying? Like my coaches were mean as fuck, man. All of my coaches was. All of my coaches was like you couldn't be nice, you know, walking into, you know what I'm saying, into coach's office and shit like that. I, I mean, one coach was like, "What, man? You afraid to sit by me?" I'm like, "Nigga, I ain't trying to get cursed out." Shit, you curse me out like all the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you buying a team like boxes of pizza, I don't know whether to eat one or two. I don't know if I'm gonna get yelled out in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit, yeah, but all my, you know, most of my, I probably had one nice coach, but this motherfucker though, it would be funny when he would get mad though. You know what I'm saying? You know them guys that like they try to get mad, but it's like we can't even take you serious. We know that you ain't cut like that. You one of them types. He was one of them types, man. But yeah, man, he would have been a great coach, man. You said Warriors signed Tim Hardaway back on the team. I don't care if he's 50 years old. Man, Tim Hardaway was a guy, man. Tim Hardaway was a guy. Tim Hardaway was that guy, man. Now he had to kind of change his game because you know he ended up messing up his he had messed up his knee. He was still effective when he went to Miami, though. You know what I'm saying? He was still solid or whatever. But he played the point guard position like how it was supposed to be played. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rod Stricklands and the Terry Porters and the Mark Prices and you know Tim Hardaways, guys like that. Um, they played the point guard. You know John Stockton. They played the point guard position like how it was supposed to be played, like the Isaiah Thomases or whatever. Only different. The reason why I got Isaiah Thomas better than everybody, you know what I'm saying, including Magic Johnson, is that Isaiah Thomas closed the game and sealed the deal better than all of them. Said my football coach was tough on me. Shit, man, football was like a. That's why I salute anybody that play football. Man, football like the goddamn military, man. I had a rude awakening when I played when I my first like playing football or whatever. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I only played. I didn't even last half a season. I was like, man, fuck this. I was like, man, I'm finna go back to basketball. Yeah, but nah, I give everybody props. But I went through the tour days, I went through spring, all that other stuff. And but I did learn a lot though. One thing that I did adopt from football is the lifts, the type of lifts that needed to be incorporated. Because when we were in basketball, we did the basic stuff, you know what I'm saying? But man, when you got into football, you were deadlifting. Um, you know what I'm saying? We were squatting a lot more, you know, over there. You were doing you got a chance to get on that machine where it was like it was that push. I forgot what the name of it is, but you had to push. It was for everybody. If you were a lineman, it was good for you. That way, you know what I'm saying, when you got off the ball or whatever, you could, you know, get up under that guy's pads or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and push him, especially if you were an offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? If you were a defensive lineman, it was good for you because you're trying to exert your pressure and everything. My explosiveness got better. My vertical leap got better. That's why, like a lot of the football players that would come over there, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. They would jump out of the gym doing funky shit like Matt McClung type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like football players got they got vertical leaps out of this world. Like, man, there was a linebacker one time, man. This dude was coming up in there, man, cupping the ball, doing all types of shit. And this dude, he was like maybe about 6'3", 6'4", but man, doing some funky shit. And he was doing this shit when we were playing pickup and shit. But he was just out there just to have fun, and they would pick him up. He loved a rebound, and every time he was faster. He was fast as fuck too. He was all cut up and built, but that motherfucker would already be down the court, man. Next thing you know, bang, tearing that motherfucking rim up, man. You said you hurt your hip. Okay, you was all county. All right, he was all county. That boy Matt said he was. He said Pies got 17. He finally getting. Who you talking about, Pies? Who you talking about? Who you talking about, Cheyenne? You said my favorite drill was a goal line drill defense. You had to stop a running back from getting a touch. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I like that. What's that other drill? Lou, Matt Moses, y'all guys that play football, Cheyenne. It was that other drill where like you didn't know where it was coming from or whatever, where the run was coming from or whatnot. But if they came or whatever, you had to tackle that motherfucker. I forgot about that drill. And then there was the drill where y'all had to go just straight head up like against each other, like on a 1-on-1 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then there was that other drill where you had to get past the offensive lineman. That was the dude, man. It was a white dude. It was a white dude. You said Bear Crawl. Yeah, yeah. I remember Bear Crawl. We had to do front. You had to roll on the ground 100 yards if you messed up. They had us doing that shit during track season. Cause the same coaches that was in football, nigga, you was gonna see their asses in track. And I was like, God damn. And it was a requirement that you ran track too. You had to run it. You had to run it, man. And if you wasn't running, you had to do field events. But yeah, it was this other drill, man. It was a white dude, man. Nobody could get past this dude. And this dude had the most unorthodox stance to stop a defensive line, a D line, or like a DT or a DN, man. He had like kind of weird or whatever, and he wasn't even all that big either. But he would just sit there and hold it, motherfucker, and these motherfuckers would be fighting, and that motherfucker would not move. He would not move, and he was so calm, and he wore glasses, and everybody thought he was a nerdy looking dude. But this dude was, he had a wide base or whatever, wide frame, and they would try to get past this dude or whatever. This dude was up in there trying to what you call it, slip and dip and run, try to slap him away and all that stuff. I forgot what it's called. Oh, the rip. Like the rip away and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to do all that, man. People would be losing their mind. They could not get past this dude. I think one guy got past him. One guy, David Joseph in the building. I see you in the building, bro. What's going down? Shout out to Louisiana and her. Shout out to Louisiana. Shout out to them hot boys. I know David Joseph was looking at them hot boys. You know what I'm saying? Man, that motherfucker Lil Weezy was hot and a motherfucker, man. Lil Weezy was hot as hell, man. Man, when they were doing Bling Bling, man, what's it called? Lil Weezy was high. He was laughing. I was like, man, they smoking on some fire, yeah, yeah. What Mystical used to say, David Johnson, fire, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they was high as hell. What's going down with you though, David Joseph, I see you in here, man. You got Matt Moses up in here. You know, he said he over there cooking some steak chips. You know what I'm saying? Boy said he got some. He said, man, it's a great day, nigga. I'm gonna put some meat on the grill. I know Lou up in there, man. He got a slab of ribs over there. You know what I'm saying, on the grill. You got to take advantage. Look, you got to take. Look, I'm gonna tell everybody like this, man. You got to take advantage of days like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice day. It ain't cold. It ain't cold. You know what I mean? You got to take advantage of days like this. Yeah, but you know, man. You know, going back to the original conversation, what we was talking about, man. You know, I just think that the Knicks can't be sold on them, man. I know I got all off the subject talking about the Warriors and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not sold on the Knicks. I'm not sold on them, you know. And I mean, we only got a little bit left, man. Until I was about to say until they consistently beat, top teams or whatever. But I got to see them, man, on the playoff stage. Now maybe they can change my mind. Maybe they could change my mind by Cat showing up, but we don't know. We got to see what happened with Cat's injury. You know what I'm saying? Now he continued playing and stuff, but he had that injury or whatever. So that's something that I'm gonna be looking at. But besides that, man, I think the Warriors, man, they don't won the game. These guys don't won the game. Um, they done knocked off Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm finna go ahead and roll out, man. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC, Lions, and basketball boxing community. Till then, man, I'm out.